Last week, I traveled across the Jalna district in Maharashtra's Marathwada region that has basically become like an epicenter of Quota protests, with the Marathas, other backward classes, as well as the Dhangars, all staging their own agitations. It all started with one Maratha sitting on an indefinite hunger strike, Manoj Jarange Patil. And in this episode of State Draft, I'm going to try and dissect who exactly forms the backbone of Manoj Jarange Patil's agitation. Who is it that is giving Jarange Patil's agitation the organizational and financial support that any agitation requires? In Ankush Nagar, a short walk away from the sugar factory controlled by the family of former Minister Rajesh Tope, there is a dusty road lined by tired looking houses on both sides. One of these houses, a small one room house with a kitchen, is that of Manoj Jarange Patil, a Maratha activist who metamorphosed into the face of the community's struggle for reservation. His humble house here in the Jalna district gives away signs of his overnight fame. There are just three pieces of furniture in the main room, a three-seater couch and two armchairs, all of them cluttered with busts, statues, and framed posters of Maratha warrior king Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, as well as some posters of Manoj Jarange Patil. A couple of them, proclaiming him to be a Maratha Yodha, Maratha soldier, have already been hung on the wall, while most others are littered around the sparse furniture waiting for their rightful place in the house. With just a small 2-acre farm, 40-year-old Manoj Jarange Patil, who originally comes from Beed district's Mathuri village, doesn't really have much of his own. But as he grows into a pan-Maharashtra Maratha leader with his statewide tours and rallies, organizational and financial help is pouring in from all quarters. It's coming from 6 of his closest aides in the Jalna district, as well as from Maratha leaders across Maharashtra. People I interacted with from Antarwali Sarati, the village where Manoj Jarange Patil had sat on his hunger strike, said, demanding reservation for the Maratha community in government jobs and education, Manoj Jarange Patil persisted with the hunger strike in Antarwali Sarati for 17 days, and he called it off only after Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde personally visited him along with a slew of politicians and ministers from his government and held a glass of water to Manoj Jarange Patil's lips. Jarange Patil gave the government time till 24th October to fulfill his demand for a Maratha quota, after which he began another hunger strike. This time, he demanded that all Marathas be given reservation as Kunbis, saying that all Marathas basically come from the agrarian Kunbi clan. Kunbis currently get reservation under the other backward classes category. He called off the second phase of his hunger strike only after 8 days, giving the state government a deadline of 24 December to meet his demand. The Shinde government has now galvanized the entire administration in every district to find records of Kunbis among Marathas and grant them caste certificates, and he has set a deadline of 2nd January for himself for this exercise. The demand for a separate Maratha quota is embroiled in a legal battle, with the Supreme Court having struck it down as unconstitutional in 2021. Sumitra Jarange Patil, Manoj Jarange Patil's wife, who I interacted with while I was at Antarwali Sarati, says that this was the 39th time her husband was on a hunger strike. This time, she said, the cause gained momentum. So one fine day, he decided that he should tour Maharashtra, travel to other districts to spread the word. She said that he doesn't believe in politicians anymore and has no organizational backings, and it is only his friends who are helping him. The 6 members of Jarange Patil's core team are a group of people from Antarwali Sarati and the neighbouring villages. The group includes Pandurang Tarak, who is the Sarpanch of Antarwali Sarati, Ramesh Tarak, who is a doctor from the village, then there is Pradeep Solunke, a teacher from Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar, which was formerly called Aurangabad, and there are 3 farmers who are some of Jarange Patil's oldest associates, according to villagers from Antarwali Sarati. The 3 are Sriram Kurunkar, Sanjay Katare and Dhananjay Dufake. Jarange Patil's 6 aides have remained at his side since the beginning of his hunger strikes and have travelled with him across Maharashtra from district to district. They have helped him draw up a rough plan for his travels, zeroed in on the destinations where they think he should address rallies and deliver speeches, and tap their entire network across the state to make arrangements for accommodation and food. Shriram Kurankar, a farmer from the Kuran village in the Jalna district, told me that people from different districts have been getting in touch with them, requesting them to plan a rally of Manoj Jarange Patil in their particular village. So, what these six members do is that they consolidate all such requests and then map a tour. After that, they get in touch with their contacts at all these places for logistical support. Many times he says that people who have requested for rallies to be held in their districts have themselves offered to arrange for the lodging and food. Kurankar adds that none of the six have any kind of political background except for Pradeep Sorunke, the teacher from Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. Formerly, he was a member of the Nationalist Congress Party. He was reportedly suspended from the party from the undivided NCP in January this year for rebelling and contesting against the party's official candidate from the Marathwada teachers' constituency for the MLC poll. Sorunke did not win the election. At Jarange Patil's rallies across Maharashtra, it is Sorunke who sets the stage first. My colleague Purva Chitnis travelled with Manoj Jarange Patil on a part of his tour month covering the districts of Pune, Sangli and Satara. And from what she tells me, before Jarange Patil arrived at the venue at every place, Sorunke was the one who took the mic. He would talk to the people gathered about the need for a Maratha quota, about what exactly are Jarange Patil's demands and so on. This would then be followed by folk music and povadas, which are basically traditional Marathi ballads. Once again, the lyrics of which would underscore the need for a Maratha quota. Finally, Manoj Jarange Patil would arrive in a black SUV in an entourage of about 4 or 5 other white SUVs, and he would be welcomed by a shower of flowers from atop cranes. Shriram Kurankar has been a close friend of Manoj Jarange Patil since 2006, when the two of them were part of the Akhil Bharatiya Chhava Sangatna, which is basically a Maratha youth outfit. In 2011, they formed their own outfit, the Shivba Sangatna, which grew to have 800 shakhas, administrative units in different districts of Maharashtra, prominently in the Jalna district and other Marathwada districts, according to Kurankar. The Shivba Sangatna has initiated Shiv Jayanti, which is Chhatrapati Shivaji's birth anniversary celebrations across multiple villages and led agitations for issues such as the Maratha quota and financial assistance for farmers. Kurankar says that the 5 others, who are basically Pandurang Tarak, Ramesh Tarak, Katare and Dufake, became actively involved with planning and managing Jarange Patil's agitations only after 29th August this year, when the Maratha leader began his hunger strike that was eventually lathi charged by the police. It was this lathi charge in September this year that actually made this agitation stand out against some of his previous agitations, and overnight Manoj Jarange Patil became associated with the freshest wave of the quota stir for the Maratha community. Virendra Pawar of the Maratha Kranti Morcha, an umbrella outfit of several smaller Maratha organizations, told me these 6 people in Jarange Patil's circuit have been calling leaders associated with the movement, asking us about how to plan the tour, the best places for speeches, etc. He said that we are also going and attending his rallies wherever possible. Another Maratha leader, who did not wish to be named, says that Jarange Patil has been seen as a promising leader of the movement since the past few years. He recalls the 2021 Maratha quota agitation led by Manoj Jarange Patil at Sashta Pimpargaon, a village not far from Antarwali Sarati in the Jalna district. He says about 4 or 5 of Maratha leaders went from Mumbai to Sashta Pimpargaon, and they realized that this man had a spark. He first took small gram baithaks in the villages close by and made people understand the importance of the cause. During the agitation, people would start their work a couple of hours earlier than usual and wrap it up early as well. They would light up a community stove at the place of the agitation, so no one had to worry about going home and arranging for meals. And if there were any guests coming over, even they would be brought to the place of the agitation. For the Maratha community across the state, Manoj Jarange Patil is a complete package. A heady cocktail of poverty, loyalty to the cause, sacrifice demonstrated through his various hunger strikes, and a local support base. The lathi charge incident helped put the state spotlight on this package. Analysts, however, view the lack of intellectuals or strategists or consultants as part of Jarange Patil's team. Jaydev Dole, a political analyst and an academician based in Aurangabad, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar, who I met while I was in Marathwada, told me that Manoj Jarange Patil isn't really surrounding himself with intellectuals who can help him intelligently present issues with background and history. He has gained leadership. He can use that leadership to talk about various issues related to the development of people in Marathwada, such as water scarcity in the region, which professional politicians like Rajesh Tope are talking about instead. Then in the villages around Antarwali Sarati, there are multiple theories about how different politicians are funding Jarange Patil for their own gain. Some say that the local MLA Rajesh Tope, a Maratha politician from the Sharad Pawar-led NCP faction, has been extending his help. Members of the other backward classes from Antarwali Sarati and the surrounding villages allege that the sugar factory controlled by Tope gave its Maratha employees time off to attend Manoj Jarange Patil's agitation, but however did not extend the same favour to its OBC employees when the OBCs were having their mega rally at Jalna in November. State Cabinet Minister Chhagan Bhujbal, a leader from the Ajit Pawar-led NCP who has been criticizing Jarange Patil and opposing the inclusion of Marathas in the OBC quota as Kunbis, has alleged that the Maratha activist was propped up by the Sharad Pawar-led NCP. Speaking at a mega rally of the OBC community in Jalna in November, Bhujbal claimed that Jarange Patil had gone home after the lathi charge, and it was only after Tope and Rohit Pawar, who is the grandnephew of Sharad Pawar, visited him, that Jarange Patil came out and sat on his agitation once again, and then these politicians got Sharad Pawar to come to the spot and meet him. Then there are some who also cite Chief Minister Eknath Shinde's support for Jarange Patil and how one of his officers on special duty had been in constant touch with the activist. A source from the Chief Minister's office says that Shinde has deployed some of his officials to be in touch with Jarange Patil on issues such as giving swift compensation to families of Marathas who have committed suicide to press for their quota demand and earnest trust. Kurankar denies having received any explicit help from any politician, be it from the ruling or the opposition parties. And he says that earlier people were alleging that the opposition was backing Manoj Jarange Patil. Now they are saying that the ruling parties are the ones who have propped up Manoj Jarange Patil. He says, what do we say to all this? We have clarified that our agitation is not associated with any party. The Maratha leader quoted above, who did not wish to be named, says that Manoj Jarange Patil is no longer just the face of the Maratha community. He has become the shadow of the Maratha community. And as the days grow longer, this shadow only grows bigger. The politicians are trying to catch him, but they can't touch this shadow. That's all I have for you for now. I am Mansi Fadke, Deputy Editor with ThePrint. Thank you for watching State Draft. Now much remains to be seen how the state government handles the situation and what Jarange Patil's next steps are post 24 December, which is the deadline that he is given to the state government.